Thank you for joining us in the Mittens Home Furniture and Appliance Studio. Locally owned and operated since 1938. Mittens Home Furniture, open 7 days a week, and mittenshomeappliance.com.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm your host, Rachel Zaleski, and today we're going to be talking about playoff baseball, high school fall sports, and this week's live stream schedule. It's all yours, and it's all now. Joining us now, Jason Zaleski, our sports expert. Welcome to the show. The Milwaukee Brewers season is over. It was a good run and somewhat unexpected, right?
Yeah, it was unexpected. The Brewers out there thought that maybe this team was 1 year ahead of time, and so they still have hope for next year. Hope springs eternal in sports, and there's always next year, and that's what the Brewers have left, Rachel, to deal with is next year. There are some things, though, that they can hang this year. One, they're going to hang 102 wins. That's the most in their franchise history. It's the most wins the Brewers have ever had. Just happened. They're also most likely going to hang a National League MVP, Christian Yelich. And they're going to hang another one of those pennants out in the outfield that says, oh, we were so close. And I'm not a believer in those things. I wish they would take those down. I don't understand. Okay, I mean, I guess NL Central champs, put that up there. Don't put NLCS participant up, please. Antonazio and staff. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. So Dodgers, Red Sox, and Dodgers the favorites in the World Series. And from this point forward, we are abandoning Major League Baseball. We'll leave it to you to find out who won the World Series. Through with the baseball. All
right, well, moving on to high school sports, playoffs.
Yeah.
So who's out and who's left?
Yeah, okay. Well, geez, where do you want me to start? There's a lot that are out, and there's still a lot that are left. So let's just, we'll talk soccer. How's that first?
Sure.
So the Marshall Tigers soccer season came to an end here just a couple days ago. Great season, Tigers. The Spash Panthers, we thought they were going to make some noise in the tournament. They lost in overtime to DC Everest, so great season, Panthers. And you know, just all the rest of the teams. So there's one team, Rachel, locally, soccer, still cooking, still kicking, woo! And it's the Columbus Catholic Dons. Once again, they are regional finals champions, 6 years running.
Wow.
And if you haven't heard already, you can get your free Columbus Catholic Regional Championship shirt down at the Rose Bowl. Thanks for all the gang at the Rose Bowl for hosting our shirts this year. So go down and do like I did. Grab something to eat, grab your free shirt. Put it on and then go cheer on the Dons. They play one more home game yet this year, Rachel. That's at Greasy Park at 3:30 p.m. And we're going to talk about live streams in just a minute, so I won't steal all your thunder.
Thank you.
They'll play Arcadia again this year. They beat them 3-0 last year.
Yep.
In the sectional semifinals, same exact spot. So we'll see what the Dons can do. We're all cheering for the Dons.
Hey.
Yeah. Volleyball action. We'll keep with the Dons. They ran into Wausau Newman again this year, and again. That was the wall that they ran into, the Cardinals, and nothing to be ashamed of there. The Cardinals 4 straight state championships up until last year, and then last year they were still state participants. And this year, I think probably Newman's probably going back to state. I thought coming in that particular section that Columbus and Newman were the two best teams, and they just happened to have to play each other at the end of that region. And it was a 5-game thriller. Highlights are out there at Zaleski Sports on Facebook and at ZaleskiSportsShow.com. Check out those highlights. It was just a superb match. Two finally qualified teams, and it's too bad they couldn't have been on opposite ends, but this is the way it is. This is the way sports works. And congratulations to the Newman Cardinals. They've moved on. They'll play again on Thursday in their sectional semifinal match. And then Spash Panthers. Those girls, region final champs. Congratulations, Panthers. And they'll go on. They'll also play Thursday night, and we will have highlights of that on Zaleski Sports Stevens Point. And the #1 ranked Stratford Tigers.
Woo!
Yep, going at it over in Neilsville, and you've got some notes coming up on the Tigers later on. So football, still too many teams to name. Most of the local teams are still in it, and we've got an interesting matchup coming up on Friday. It's the Zaleski Sports Show Game of the Week. and it's Abbotsford Auburndale.
Well, before we get too far into that, let's talk a little bit back about soccer and volleyball and what's happening this Thursday. So,
go for it.
Columbus Catholic Soccer versus Arcadia, like you mentioned earlier, at 3 p.m. Then it's Stratford versus the Tigers. The Stratford Tigers versus Fall Creek at 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, well, that's when the live stream starts. The matches actually start a half hour after that.
Gotcha.
Still, though,
good to get a seat early.
Yeah, get there early or tune in early and watch our broadcast. And as Rachel mentioned, that last game, volleyball, that's going to be a lot of fun over at Neilsville. Tigers and Crickets. That's what we got. Yeah.
Good. Now moving on to our live stream for football.
Okay.
That's this Friday. We're going to be covering the Colby at Stratford.
Yep, so Colby Hornets at Stratford Tigers.
Yep, Auburndale at Abbotsford.
Yep, there you go, Apaches and Falcons.
And then Menasha at the #1 seed, Marshfield.
Tigers.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, 3 great games, and wow, just all I can say about that is wow. I did talk to the Marshfield School District today. They are concerned, as is the WIAA, of the playing surface over there at Beal Stadium. So make sure to stay tuned to our page for updates on that game. I don't know yet, Rachel. There is some question about where the game will take place. Hopefully it does take place over at Beal. But stay tuned to our channel here, and we'll let you know any updates that you need to know.
Absolutely, and then you can also check us out on Facebook. Like we've mentioned in the weeks past, we have some new channels to check out, new pages to check out. There is Facebook Zaleski Sports Show Stevens Point, Zaleski Sports Show Wisconsin Rapids, and Zaleski Sports Show Neilsville. Of course, you can always check out Zaleski Sports Show for all your best and greatest updated highlights.
Yeah, and what about Zaleski Sports Medford and Zaleski Sports Wausau?
What?
Yep.
Are those new?
Open the lid on that one.
Open that lid.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so moving on to UW Stevens Point.
Right.
Yes, that's a great little handout. That's something right there.
It's a great big handout.
The Pointer football team is coming off a homecoming game against Stout. So Jason, go ahead and tell us about Pointer football in 2018.
Well, let's tell them with the highlights.
Welcome to the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House, sponsored by the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. UW Stevens Point, now with campuses in Wausau and Marshfield. UW Stevens Point, a new chapter in education. Pointers taking on the Stout Blue Devils in the annual homecoming game. Snow-covered field at Gerke Park today for Pointer homecoming with all the wind you can handle, and then some. Did I mention the wind? This punt sails out of bounds almost straight right. Stout takes over deep in Pointer territory. Pointer defense holds on 4th and 1, and it's a turnover on downs. First play of the Pointer drive, Jahai Stegall bounces outside. Not a lot here for Stegall to work with, and then the ball bounces on the ground. Blue Devils ball. Keyshawn Carpenter capitalizes on the turnover, Stout up to 7-0. Ensuing kickoff, Christian Almonte, 93-yard return for a touchdown. Trust me, we're tied at 7. Pointer defense been a solid unit all year. Donovan Lucas interception. Pointer offense back on the field. Max Hero looking for Almonte deep. That close. Second quarter still knotted at 7. Hero not able to handle. Blue Devils turn that into another Carpenter touchdown. Extra point, no good. Stout up 13-7. Very next Pointer play with the wind. Hero airs out another one to Almonte, a 9-second possession, 61-yard pass. Pointers in the lead, 14-13. Very next Blue Devil play. Cam Krasansky from Thorpe, Wisconsin does his best Cardinal impersonation and takes the berry to the nest. Pointers up 21-13 with 10 left before halftime. Blue Devils marching before halftime, 12th play, 75-yard drive, capped off with this Sean Bogerting to Tyler Seymour touchdown pass. 2-point conversion is good, 21-all at the half. Fourth quarter, Pointer defense looking for a stop. Carpenter finally across the goal line with the hat trick. A Drew Pearson 36-yarder puts Stout up by 10. Shamaje Williams had 79 tough yards on the ground, including this 8-yard touchdown run. Pointers fall 31-27, go to 1-3 in conference. Play at home next week versus Oshkosh on Senior Day, final home game of the year. Thank you for watching the Zaleski Sports Show Highlight House, sponsored by the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point. UW-Stevens Point, now with campuses in Wausau and Marshfield. UW-Stevens Point, a new chapter in education.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
Thanks for watching the Zaleski Sports Show. I'm Rachel. This is Jason. Make sure to check us out on, again, Facebook, Zaleski Sports Show, or on Twitter at Zaleski Sports. Have a great rest of your week, everyone.
Go Sports!